Hello everybody and welcome to the Danimal Weekly number 24. I am Dan Andrews, also known as the Danimal from thedanimalhouse.com. Today we're kind of going to take a break from our normal, as per the normal of random stories and awesome nerdy strength training stuff. I'm going to be introducing a huge project of mine. It's been the focus of my life for the past 6 months. It's the largest and most impressive thing I've ever done by far, compared to any of the articles, videos, or all of it in totality. If it were to be combined, is not going to amount to how awesome what I'm working on is. So anybody that follows me on Twitter or Facebook, see me hashtag SOS. I'll talk about I'm writing something, usually late at night. This is the abbreviation for the book. It's called Sons of Suicide. It's a memoir. It's basically the story of a young man triumphing over the suicide of his mom, in spite of the suicide of his mom. And it just so happens to be the story of my life. Everything in it that happens true. Most of my close friends and everything know that I lost my mom when I was 12. She committed suicide, and so I've been presented a very unique opportunity to write about the unique path that set me down. It's probably one only a handful of people throughout history have experienced, and I wanted to present it to other people in hopes that through my lessons and stories that they'll be able to gain some useful information and some catharsis through it in their life, because everybody's dealt with loss. You know, I think I say in the introduction that everybody's either lost a pet, grandparent, cousin, aunt, uncle, mother, father, son, daughter. Everybody's lost something. So anybody that has dealt with that or really wants some very potent insight to how that affects people and the stories in life that can set you down, I think will find a tremendous amount of value in it. I've never worked so hard on anything my entire life. It started, like I said, 6 months ago. I've got a small team of editors working with me. I've got few guys from my college and from the writing center. They're all master's and PhD students. One specifically has studied personal memoir and autobiographies, so he understands. He's Eric Engler, his name. He's the most impressive individual I met. He's been helping me a lot, teaching me how to write. So I've gone from when I began, I'm a good writer. At that point, I wouldn't say I was anything particularly impressive, but I could write well. But as we went from there, and I sat with them and we worked on chapters at a time, and we began looking at how to improve certain parts and how to make them have the emotional effect I wanted, and what tools, literary tools, we could use to get that effect. I've learned so much. Talking about like cumulative sentence structure, left branching, and periodic sentence structures, and how to manipulate the syntax to get what you're going for. It's just been a huge learning experience for me, and I've really developed as a writer, and now I'm writing at a level I think is I'm impressed by it. Like I said, he's a master's in English, and he studied personal memoir, and he said he's really impressed by what it's going. So I have really high hopes and aspirations for it. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest thing I've ever done up until this point. That's really one of my strong focuses now, is becoming an author, which I will be once this book is published. And it's going to be awesome. I've already lined up some things for the radio once it's published, and be on a few radio stations, and be sending out a lot of books for review and handing them off to other people to get the word and get some buzz going. And from there, it's going to blow up. And that's really what I'm shooting for. It's going to be big. I want it to reach a large audience because it has a large message to it. And so this is the first, you guys, Danimal Weekly viewers get the first insight to it and what I've been doing. What else is there about it? It's going to be good length. Right now I'm writing the 12th chapter. I'm almost done with the rough manuscript. I'm over 40,000 words. By the time it's done, it'll probably be between 50 and 55,000 words, which would be about a 250-page book. That's not including forward, introduction, and acknowledgments, and all that stuff at the beginning and forward of a book, a beginning and the back of a book. I've got my good friend who's a graphic artist designing the cover. So once we get that cover art done, I'll make sure I will post that to the Facebook page, and I will publish the Facebook page. It's not up yet, so everybody can get on there and like that. We have all sorts of updates for the media, and any reviews and interviews and things like that I do will be posted on the Facebook page and the website once that's all created. And still a lot of logistical stuff that you're getting some insight into here that has to happen. But I'm really excited because I'm nearing the end of the initial bulk of the writing. I'm almost done with the rough manuscript. There's still going to be a ton of revising to do. I'm going to sit on it for a month or two and just carry it around with me everywhere I go and make everything perfect as I possibly can to make sure it's just of the highest quality, and then from there I'm going to hand it off to my friend Max, he's studying, he's working on his PhD right now, but he's also an incredible editor. He's going to edit it for me for a couple months until we get it, you know, that like best-selling author quality type material like that you walk into Barnes & Noble and you pick up a book and that's that quality, if not even better. It's going to be interesting to see. Most memoirs or biographies that are written are usually people buy them because of whoever wrote them is famous. You know, Hillary Clinton writes a biography, people like Hillary Clinton are going to buy that. So it's going to be interesting to see a memoir stand on its own. It's going to be, anybody that buys it is specifically buying it for the high quality of writing and the entertainment and stories and the value that they see in it, rather than, I'm not famous, clearly, but so there's a lot more pressure on me in the sense that it has to be that good of a product, it has to be that good of a story, and it's unique, and as far as I know, no one's been able to dispute the fact that it's the first memoir ever written with like a focus on losing a parent to suicide, losing a mother to suicide. You know, I think, as far as I know, it's one of a kind. I've done research seeing if anybody else has written anything similar, and there have been books about people losing others to suicide, but they've all been done in sort of a psychological, what's the word I'm looking for? Psychology context, like kind of a scientific approach, and this is much different. This is a much more personal and like memoir approach, like the more like real effects and stories that came from it and how I developed as a person in light of it. So it's very different. As far as I know, it's never been done. I'm sure it's been done in history over the past few thousand years, but recently, in recent times, I can't find a modern publishing of anything similar. So that's really it. That's been what I've been doing every night, hours and hours. I've been plugging away at this, and it's coming along beautifully. There's still a lot of work to do, but I've got a lot of great people involved. I got a lot of great experts and just people that are incredible what they do, assisting me and making it the great thing I need it to be and I want it to be. And I'm just really looking forward to eventually getting it out there. I've got a self-imposed kind of unofficial deadline. I want it to be published by December 1st. We'll see if that happens. It's nothing in concrete, so don't get your hopes up too much. But right now I'm ahead of schedule. I've just been hauling ass really quickly and doing a lot of work and getting everything in line that needs to be. So it looks like December 1st is doable. I would look for hope. It should be out sometime this winter, I would think. It'll be published. It'll be on Amazon.com in their store. It'll be in Kindle form, ebook form, trade paperback, the whole shebang. It's going to be a real book. Like it's very well done. I've put a lot of time, money, and effort into it. So I'm really excited, as I said. And I can go on and on and on for days and days about it, but I'll spare you guys. So now you guys have an idea of what I've really been focusing on. And you'll be getting more updates about that, just as always, on Facebook and Twitter. I'm always mentioning it and talking about meetings with editors and whatnot. But so if you know anybody that's in like publicity and media, absolutely have them shoot me an email. I'm looking any sort of book reviewers, radio hosts, small television, whatever. Anybody that's involved in media publicity, if you think they'd be interested in having me on or doing some sort of interview, or they want a copy of the book to review once I get it published, let me know. Shoot me an email at danandrews1991@gmail.com, and I'd love to do that. That's really where a lot of the work lies, is getting it publicized and getting the word out there. So that's really looking ahead. That's also one of my large focuses. So thank you guys for checking out this week's Danimal Weekly. I'll see you all next time. Peace.